Hello, welcome back to the Caring Conversation studio. We are live from the Care Show in London,
through, amongst,
around. Sort of on the edge.
yeah, on the tip of London.
On the tip of London. It wasn't a. When you go out around the XL, there's not a lot going on, is there?
I was going around it with my team, and I was pointing out all the horrible historical things that had occurred in various buildings. Like, that used to be a blah, blah, blah factory where children worked and loads of them died, and that factory was where the biggest strike... Yeah, I was giving them really weird, depressing facts, just to, get them ready for the show.
So when the NEC, it's there's just stuff around it, isn't there?
So it's kind of part of a more of a vibe.
Anyway, hello. How are you doing, Louie?
Keeping going. Joe, it's been really good.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound so surprised about that. Yeah. It always is really good.
Yeah.
But no, we have put our all in this Care Show. And I think Care Show is one of the things where what you put in does impact what you get out. And we've really gone for it this year. And it's been really good. I've been really happy.
I saw the size of your audience and... what can I say?
Bless you.
Jesus.
Well, I wouldn't say I was quite as big as Jesus, but, it was...
walking for a week.
Yeah. I've been very fortunate in that, the speaking is something that I've always loved doing. I was a radio presenter for years.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't say anything that useful.
Hi, Louie, it's drive time with Louie.
I don't know, my favourite radio story, we did a lot of work with young kids and teenagers, and we had this one teenager that went on air and he just said, "The Queen has been shot." This is 2007. She definitely had not been shot.
Yeah.
I'm behind the glass going, what is happening? So I'm imagining the Ofcom regulations that I'm breaking. We managed to calm everyone down and deal with that situation. But so speaking's always been something I love doing. But I think what I've found useful and what I really enjoy about the Care Show is that I've found something that I'm passionate about speaking about rather than just messing about, which is what I did for most of my 20s and teens when I was doing any kind of speaking.
So, CQC things, how's things going?
The gift that keeps on giving. So CQC are, as we know, in a big transition period. To put it colloquially, they're kind of like that dodgy boyfriend who've realised they've not been treating you well and now they're trying to win you back.
Okay.
And they are quite honestly saying, I'm sorry about what I did in November. I'm sorry about how we laid that out. I'm sorry about how we've been doing this in the past. We acknowledge that there are problems. We are fixing them. We are working on ourselves, our own internal culture, and we are making changes so that as a sector, we can work more closely. I think what CQC have recognised is they are kind of like the big scary dragons, and they don't want to be that. They want to genuinely support the sector. They want regulation and improvement to be something that is of value to services rather than this kind of mythical beast that everyone's nervous about. So there's a lot of work going on internally. There are changes to the framework. We are pretty certain the number of quality statements, for example, will reduce. CQC, I thought they did quite well to get from hundreds of Chloe prompts to 34 quality statements, but Sir Julian Hartley very openly said there are too many and they overlap. So we know there's going to be some work there. I think the biggest thing CQC has is it's a person game. If you need to send someone to a care home in Norwich to have a look around, we need more people.
Yeah.
And I think people are already starting to make some creative suggestions about how could CQC use maybe the managers that we have around us, all the excellent managers in this room. How can the sector work with CQC to lighten that load? Maybe having a bunch of random inspectors that haven't worked for 10 years doing inspections, maybe that isn't the best model in view of how many services we have to inspect.
Yeah.
Sorry, I went on a big old...
No,
did my whole presentation in about 2.5 minutes there.
I had an interesting conversation with someone earlier who was working with a group, and the quality director of that group said, I will turn CQC away if they turn up at my door because I have no confidence in them whatsoever. So, when that's a pretty big statement to make, right?
To use the boyfriend analogy again, or girlfriend or any other friend, people have got to the point where fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. No, fool me once. Basically, I'm sick of being fooled.
There's an analogy in there somewhere.
Somewhere in there, fool me some various times, and then I won't put up with it. So I think what's happened is that services are recognising that they're being regulated and they don't feel confident that that process is being done effectively.
Yeah.
And I understand why services are getting really upset about that. I do think we are in a difficult position where we can't just, chuck them in the bin and go, we'll regulate ourselves, or we won't have regulation. I don't think that's the right approach, but I do understand that upset. And I do understand that if you're going to come and inspect me, but you're already openly admitting all the things that are wrong, for example, with your IT systems, I do understand why confidence has been lost. I don't think we are at the point where it needs to be abandoned. I think
so not a sort of care, not a NHS England scenario.
No, the challenge we have with care. So NHS England is a complex kind of universe that I don't have the authority to talk into. What I think, without CQC, what do we have? And whilst I trust 99.9% of providers, whilst I think there are lots of great providers out there, etc., I think if we become self-regulated, I don't think that's going to be best for people receiving care. And so I think there is work to be done on ensuring that CQC delivers what we need. And I think there was a big question, who is CQC for?
Yeah.
Is it for the public? Is it for services themselves? If it's for services themselves, then services need more support. If it's for the public, then services in some ways need to have a different relationship with CQC. So I think a lot of care services want CQC to help them. And actually CQC's main mandate is to protect the public by regulating services. That's not the same as supporting services. And I think there's some question marks over what CQC's purpose and interactions with the sector should be.
Traditionally, the report has been something for the home to use to promote themselves with, right? Like it's the idea that this is a badge of
honour.
A good or an outstanding is something that you want as part of that. The customer expects that.
Yeah.
But I don't think the customer knows what's going on in this. They don't they might look at the report and they might go, "Oh, that's from 2018." They might not even notice that, to be honest. It's not obvious in most cases.
And there is a vacuum. And we've been saying, the vacuum in terms of people having old ratings is frustrating, but it's also an opportunity. Because if you've got an RI from 2018, well, maybe you've got a lot of other evidence to show that you're better. This is where, all the work that we've been doing with our platform care surveys, not to do a plug, but this is where all of our work around supporting people with feedback, it's around saying, maybe you had an inspection in 2018 or 19 that wasn't great. What can you get today that is of value? And actually, we heard a story of a service who said, they had someone come round, even though the home was RI, and the people said, we read the feedback that the home got. We read what residents and family had said. That made us want to come in and look around the home. So I think people are realising that a 5-year-old CQC report isn't really that valuable, and so people are filling that gap with other ways, quality assurance, good feedback processes, so that they can shout about their service and not be held back by that 5-year-old rating.
Report, With the work you do, is there ways to collate the data that you collect to represent, if you've got a requires improvement on your website, you could have it next to it, is there ways you could use that?
Yeah, so all the documents that through our care surveys platform, the documents, the data, all the stuff that we provide services, you can use them how you want, you can post them on your website, you can create the images of the ratings. One of the things that we do with our survey questions is we make sure that each survey question has a 1 to 4 rating, so an RI, an adequate, a good, or outstanding. So services are or residents, families, staff partners, people seeking care are rating the service in CQC language. So you can use that, you can share that, place it on your website. So I think, obviously, we are not on the same par in terms of authority as CQC, but to be able to say, look, 5 years ago, CQC rated us RI. Just to let you know, 5 weeks ago, our residents rated us outstanding. Our staff rated us good in this area. Here's a video. We've got some really cool video surveys as well. Here's some videos of residents and families talking about what it's like to live here. That's some of the value that you can get that mitigates or builds up a clear understanding than what a 5-year-old RI report says.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
I think the Care Show is a great thing. I'm really pleased to have been here. I think what we're seeing as a sector, if I can be so bold as to say, I think as a sector we're starting to get a bit pissed off with things. We've had the NI, we've had all the marches around the NI stuff, we've had CQC. I think as a sector, we are starting to recognise that we are stronger as a body than all of those other bodies that loom over us. And I think the Care Show has been a great opportunity for people to get together and go, actually, we've got a lot of clout here, we've got a lot of power here, let's try and be more in control of some of these areas that we feel so subjected to. CQC, of course, being one of them.
A couple of other questions for you.
Go for it.
Toilet roll. Over the front, round the back.
Oh, yeah, so I like
just to clarify,
Yeah.
not talking about wiping here. Just wanted to make sure, just in case, just before you
what
started
I do,
talking.
you know, like when you have a towel, I just get a big long tissue and just go through all at once. That give you that image to enjoy.
And they're cashmere, and you just use it once and throw them away, and then you're like, yes.
In the bin.
Yeah,
In the bin.
yeah, because CQC have taken away the sustainability element.
Well,
of the
exactly.
thing.
So just
you
wipe
know,
it on the walls.
throw
Go for
away,
it. Yeah,
it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the planet. It's all good.
So for me, I have it hanging over the front because I'm very lazy, and that extra 1.5 centimetres of reaching to the back annoys me. So
if it was the wrong way, would you take it off and put it back on?
Yeah, I would.
Even if our toilet roll at home, it's really easy to put it on and off.
Oh,
so if it's the wrong way, it's just a hook.
Have it your way.
So you can just turn it the way you like.
I mean,
but of course the right answer is forwards.
Yeah.
But some toilet roll, it's a pain, right? You
Yeah.
put it in, and then you're like, oh, I've got to like press the thing and bring it over and down here, and like it's not easy to do.
Of course, the commercial aim is to get to a point where someone else has to deal with the wiping for me. That's where I'm heading.
Yeah.
Hopefully by my 40s, I'll have my designated butt wiper, and it will be their problem to think about where
We
the
know a
toilet
few
roll.
good care homes that might be able to help you out.
It's certainly a market.
Yeah.
It's certainly a market where it could work.
A niche. And second and final question: if you were a sandwich, what sandwich would you be?
Oh God! If I was a sandwich,
I'm back to the toilet roll. It's beard, not
mullet.
not mullet.
Yeah. Sandwich. Probably a very, very fatty sandwich, and quite cheap. That probably sums me up.
Pulled pork or something?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Pulled pork that's been discounted 50% because it smells a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's probably me as a sandwich.
Nice. Any sauce? Bit of mayo, bit of barbecue sauce, sweet chili.
Bit of sweet chili.
Bit of sweet chili, yeah.
Sweet chili. And usually a chocolate bar on the side.
Nice.
I don't get this physique naturally. I've worked on it.
It's a talent.
It's a talent.
you
It's a
have,
skill.
yeah.
There's more of me to love.
Thank you very much for coming to see us, Louie.
Great
As
to
ever,
see
a
you.
pleasure.
You too.
A pleasure as always. You back okay?
Yeah, I'm fully up. Fully up. Fully moving. Fully erect.
Fully erect.
All
yes,
good.
yeah. Cheers.
Fully erect for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah. On that note, we'll be back shortly.